Well, I'm Tom Strange, and I am the curator here at Sigal Music Museum. And I wanted to talk about a sort of an interesting thing that happened to harpsichords that were made in the 17th century and have survived into the 18th century that had to do with the way the music was evolving. So, our subject in this case is a little Italian harpsichord, this one with disposed 2 by 8, meaning there's two sets of regular what we call 8 foot long strings on this, meaning the normal kind of stringing that you would find on perhaps your piano at home. The lid has this beautiful painting, wonderful instrument, 4 octaves, from the low E to an E3. And so with 4 octaves, you say, well, what can I do? In 1660, you would have been able to play most, if not all, the music that you would have heard. But by as late as 1700, they're going to start needing to have some extra notes on the instrument. We could, of course, do a revealment. We could take this instrument and widen it, but why don't we do this first? The idea of the broken octave came into being about this time, and the idea is that the lowest notes on the instrument, particularly these accidentals, this F sharp and the G sharp here, are rarely used in any of the music that's happening. What we might need, though, is, for instance, if this C could reach down to an octave, then I could use that octave. And so if I don't have it, what I can do is tune down the lowest note. So in this case, we've taken this E and we've reassigned it. We're going to call the E actually a C. And so in my mind, I'm always thinking as I'm playing, then I have an octave down there to the E. And as a musician, I would just keep up with that. What's the next one I need? Well, I could really use a D natural. So now I've put the octave on that F sharp, and that's now a D natural. And the last one that I need for the piece of music in front of me would be the E. Normally I have the E, but remember I've used him up. I've made a C out of him. So if I make the G sharp into an E, so now I have the octave that I need to complete that sound, that fundamental as I'm playing. This was done quite frequently, and if I actually need a different note, if I needed, for instance, an F, I can keep my F. I can keep my G, and of course I've kept my A. So now I have all the naturals going down to C, and everything is going to work out pretty well in most of the music. Typically, the temperaments that they're in and the scales that they're using won't really require those low accidentals. So that's the broken octave on the Italian harpsichord.